Hi everyone, my name is Lydian Aulia Alpuna Pratiwi, phone number 13. On this occasion, I will read some text from the book. Let's get started. Text 1. Murals have been a constant form of artistic expression as well as out-of-home literacy throughout history. In the past few decades, the rise of public art has become increasingly popular as a form of creative expression and a way from business to distinguish timeless. Firstly, murals on the outside of a commercial business can help bring new customers to the storefront. As the artwork picture interest, the power of point of purchase advertising is dependent on location. So what better place to attract potential customers than through a visual display outdoor, new mural or rotation public art can provide an able for people to make repeat purchase. Secondly, the merit of mural within a business setting is that they can be used not just for aesthetic purpose, but can also tie into the business brand, color, and visual. Having a district mural that ties together elements of a business can be a brilliant marketing stunt that will leave competitors wondering why they did not action them first. Thirdly, one of the strongest benefits of murals in today's modern age is the interaction of customers with their mobile device to be able to share the art based on social media. Utilizing a pairing hashtag for a contact with the public that interaction into the mural can help enhance online engagement. People love to participate in contests online, especially if they want to do so is through their own self-expression on social media. Fourthly, employees who have creative art in their workplace are statistically proven to be more productive, happier, and experience less stress. Dr. Trey Craig from the University of Exeter conducted research over 12 years in work environment and found significant proof that art installation in office compared to those without saw a 15% increase in speed and environmental health complaints. The Guardian, 2016. The technology sector is invested with the movement and is sharing murals for large-scale work. Fifthly, today there is an increasing amount of new business and stores. The customer want to spend their money with an organization or company whose profits an unique experience. Having a custom creative space that reflects your brand aesthetic and use the brand color can bring customers and retain them too. Part of the success of a business and a store is that they have been able to provide a personalized space customers for their customers across the world, bringing a unique Mural to your business can provide that creative space that people are looking for. The last murals do you need to choose be for new restaurant or cafes? There is a lot of value for organizations who can tell their history proudly through a visual medium. Buying a bell to showcase the long valley of an organization legally outdoor is a way to build legitimacy in a community and can remind customers of a business commitment to the local scene. A mural is not just an abstract drawing or painting. It can help build a brand, increase traffic, strengthen the community, and showcase tourists. Text 2. It is almost impossible to go anywhere without seeing graffiti. An artistic form of graffiti is a stylised way of reclaiming public space through writing and drawing. I tend to think that graffiti art service cause positive effect in your society. Graffiti offers a freedom of expression that individuals would have otherwise be able to experience. Artists are free to create anything they want. In contest, graffiti artists can express an opinion or idea, such as a political point, to gain attention and create impact. The presence of high-quality graffiti in a neighborhood can raise its reputation significantly as an art scene. The area becomes more culturally valuable over time as other artists work there. Tourists will flock to the area to see the graffiti, and local wit offers. Besides being inspirational, graffiti can also be a source of inspiration. If you are feeling down, this can inspire you to get back up and keep going. Words of wisdom and inspirational words are written on building with the hope of motivating people to pass through and shine. Some people's life could be at stake because of graffiti. Graffiti can inspire those who don't feel valid and important to feel valuable and important. People can be inspired by graffiti to carry and move forward. Well-crafted graffiti art is typically playful, colorful, and bold, transforming the area in which it appears. It is often a positive change since the art transforms dull and monotonous building into a eye-catching display of imagination. Locals out there do not need to engage in refurbishment programs to improve Melbourne. Graffiti art service in employ morale and create a more fun working environment. Of course, graffiti needs to be active and enforced to attract people and to believe that graffiti gives positive effect. Text 1, page 72. Will some view graffiti as vandalism and bright own public speeches. Others see it as an art form, a form of self-expression or even a means of reclaiming urban environment. Graffiti is everywhere, and its ubiquity can be attributed to a complex interplay of social, cultural, and psychological factors. Here are my reasons why graffiti is everywhere. Graffiti offers individuals a powerful platform to express their thoughts, emotions, and artistic inclusion. For many, it serves as a medium to voice their discontent, share political views, or simply let their mark on the world. The act of graffiti can be seen as a form of rebellion against societal norms and a way to assert one's presence in a world that often marginalizes certain voices. Graffiti is often closely associated with your culture. It's meant for you young people to establish their identity, find their place in society, and connect with their peers. This subculture often falls the fear of illegal artistic expression and the challenge of creating work in public space without permission. Cities with their dense population and diverse demographic provide a fertile ground for graffiti to thrive. Urban landscape of their contest blank canvas, from walls to train speakers and abandoned buildings. The golden jungles of the cities are prime real estate for graffiti artists seeking visibility. The omnipresence of graffiti transcends mere acts of vandalism, reflecting a complex tapestry of human expression, social dynamics, and cultural evolution. Graffiti ubiquity, from within metropolis to quiet neighborhoods, is a testament to its enduring relevance. That's why I think graffiti is very rare. Text 2. The Elves and the Shoemaker. Once upon a time there was a painter. He was a good painter and he made a modest living for his wife and himself. All was well except for one thing. The painter didn't want to be a painter, he wanted to be a shoemaker. I am the king, my way dark life, he whined to his wife one morning. Every day from 9 to 5 it's canvas and landscape and illustrations and oh it's so dull. I want to do something creative. But I always thought painting was creative, said his wife. You deal with light and shade and perspective and so on. You call that creative? The painter shook his head sadly. I tell you, creative making shoes. That's creative sometimes for the feel, sometimes that life, sometimes to last through eternity. Shoes that sing. But Justin, the clock struck 9. Time for work. The painter shuffled off to the nearest still life, and with a sigh began draping and swirling the canvas. I wish I were a smoker. I wish I were a smoker. Shoemaker. That time he signed the magic price, and elf appeared, the pardon elf of smokers. So you want to be like Herman Cappuccino? Said the elf. Who are you and who is Herman Cappuccino? No, I need to explain who I am, said the elf, pointing out that he was already explained in a previous paragraph. But Herman Cappuccino, he was just the greatest little smacker to ever live. When Napoleon trampled through Russia, whose shoes were raining, when did Hannibal cross the Alps, and when Dorothy the Grill from Loa or something jiggled her heels? What shoes did they have on? Herman Cappuccino, that's who. Oh, she sighed the painter. How can I be a famous smoker like Herman Cappuccino? It's all easy, repeated the elf. You got to suffer, you got to spend time on the left bank of Paris. You got to study, you got to wear patches and develop our hygienic habits. That night the painter told his wife of his plans. She shook her head. Great smokers are not made, she said. They are burned. Why don't you forget it and go back to something sensible like your painting? No, so the painter's temple is a field talenting his fears. Anyone can paint. I want to see it caps. This could solace exhibition and make lovers in a created and above all shiver. So that night, the painter left for Paris. He entered the famous school, Beaux Arts, and under to the delight of the famous. In Usawa, Professor Jean-Claude Marc Paul. He learned all there was to know about some making. He took the history of the health agent culture Brazil. He wrote all the books on language theory and practice. He wrote an essay called What Does Plastic Say on the End of the Scale? Zoologists are really careless, but alas, he never learned not to how to make a shoe that sang. If only I could make a shoe that sings of spring of love, how can I make a shoe white as soul, as real as a soul? Just then, as he stood on Paris' main boulevard, piling the rest of his hair out, he read the most beautiful music. He followed the lovely sound, and there on the field a good-weather man was a singing shoe. The shoe sang its song, then said, thank you very much. You've been a great audience, and it's for you. The audience that is sing. You appreciate is what? No, that is truly a shoe with a soul. Interpret the painter, I must have that shoe. He reached down and started pulling it off. What are you doing? The man demanded. I just wanted to know where you broke those shoes. I got them in Elsa's. Elvis that why the British home tune. He had been shivering around Europe when he got home making shoes that song. So the painter returned to Elvis and so found that everyone in town was wearing the same exact singing shoes. "Where did you get those exact singing shoes?" he asked a PCP-23 elf so Pudlong. "You turn left, go about 3. "You don't have to tell me," examined the painter. "I know the place inside out." And sure enough, when the painter got home, he found the walls of the cottage lined with exquisite shoes, all of them singing merrily away. And would he been sitting behind to be covered bench, but his wife. "Why didn't you tell me you made exquisite singing shoes?" he asked. "You never asked me." And so from that day on, the painter went back to the SL every day from 9 to 5. Eventually, his paintings started selling like hotcakes and he became a very famous painter. And his painting hung in all the famous museums in Europe. But he never did become a smoker and had to be content with just being a wealthy man. Which just goes to prove not everybody can be Herman Cappuccino, whatever that means.